These people are good people. Okay? They're just doing their job. They're just everyday people. They do this. These people up here do all this to insulate themselves and make you go away before you ever get here. That's a problem. And so when our acceptance for value comes to these people, they look at this and they go, wow, I don't know what to do. And so when you communicate with them, you have to be very polite, very kind, and say, well, listen, I think that you probably ought to just give this to your legal counsel. Matter of fact, if you'll give me his name, I'll take it to him myself and save you the trouble. Oh, would you? That'd be great. Okay? You have to accommodate them. Otherwise, you're going to be, let's look at it this way. You strike terror in their heart. Therefore, you are a terrorist. Okay? By virtue of you being in this meeting, that's what you are. How about that? You just made the list. Make you feel good? Okay? You what? Oh, you want me to put the all saying aye, huh? Okay? Now look, this is the problem right here. It's all about education. It's all about knowledge. What is it everybody's always said? Knowledge is power. Okay? When you know something that somebody else doesn't know, you become a threat. Okay? And it's our duty to become very non-threatening. There's a publication that was published here in Washington about 2 years ago called Freeman, Armageddon's Prophets of Hate and Terror. Okay? And at some point in time, every organization that you've ever heard of was lumped in this as a terrorist group. In Oregon, Idaho, Washington, and Montana, there are over 500 federal agents assigned to an entity called the Northwest Task Force. And they investigate under the guise of hate groups everything that goes on in an entity or organization like this, or a meeting like this. Okay? That's just the way it is. Have we done anything wrong? No. Do they care? No. Okay? This is the way that the fourth estate, or the fourth branch of government, keeps everybody in control. Okay? I'm automatically a racist hate monger because I get up in front of people and talk about this is the way you can solve your problem. I don't have a hate mongering racist bone in my body. Okay? It's unscriptural. I won't do it. I resent it when they say that. There's not a whole lot I can do about it except state unequivocally that I am not. Okay? So I go about the process of this, of saying that this is for everyone. Everyone, regardless of who you are or what you are, what color you are, whether you're green, blue, or purple. I don't care. This is for everyone, and everyone can function because we're Americans. And this is the system that they created for us to function in. Okay? And everybody needs to understand and know how to do it. That's what we're trying to do. Now, we're just as happy to teach these people as we are these people. Okay? If they're willing to listen. But something has to take and become a motivating impetus. Something has to pierce that shell of security, and something has to come at you in such a way that you have to stop and say, what in the world is going on? Okay? And it would behoove everyone in their best interest to try and do that before it comes after you. Okay? That is the key to everything. It's just good business. What they do is not personal. It's just business. That's what the feds told me. Oh, Sam, this isn't personal. I don't have a claim against you. I'm just doing my job. I can accept that. Now, the constitutor of government made this whole thing come very clear for me. Because when the realization hit me that they hold the obligation, they hold all the property, they hold all the assets, and I'm out here with nothing except time, labor, and energy, all they're trying to do is attach the only thing I have left, which is time, labor, and energy. Now, I do not consent to them attaching that in that way. Okay? Now, there's a fine line between acceptance for value and not consenting. And you have to do that with a full understanding of what you're saying. Because on the one hand, how can you not consent and then the next sentence or phrase of sentence say, I accept it for value? It's very difficult to do, but it can be done. Okay? Because when I accept the account or case for value, I do not accept that you're transferring that obligation to me. I do not consent. Okay? I'm insisting that you deal with it. So here's what happens. Let's look at this in an electrical current situation. Here's me. Here's the judge. Here's the plaintiff. Okay? This is the defendant, the plaintiff, the judge. This guy brings a charge over here to me. And at the same time, he goes through the clerk who hands it to the judge. Okay? And I over here take this complaint and I accept it for value and I send it to the clerk who sends it to the judge. And I send it back over here. I do all three things. I do here, here, here. Okay? I'm making copies here. All right? Now I've got an electrical current here. He sent me a charge. I've discharged it back to him for adjustment. Okay? Now, the judge is over here, and he's got to make a decision because this guy, he won't do what he's supposed to do. He's refusing. Okay? He is refusing. Okay? And when he refuses, he becomes grounded. Okay? And watch how this is going to work here. I've sent my acceptance over here, my acceptance for value, and the judge is now holding my principal obligation. And he has to then do this guy's job. Now, let's say that he refuses. Okay? He sends it back down here, and he says, we're not going to do that. You're going to go to jail here. Now I'm going to accept for value his dishonor of his refusal, and now the judge is refused. So I got a whole bunch of people here refused, ready for a charge back. Okay? And when I send that charge back up the line, it's going to be somewhat bigger than the original charge, going both directions, and they're grounded